Why, hi there, I'm Ron Chuck, and welcome to Red Sox Week. To end this first week of the 2004 season, let's take a brief look about how the Red Sox are doing and how the rest of the major leagues are doing. As we finish the first full week of baseball, hope you've enjoyed the series. We've played 7 games. We played 4 against the Orioles and 3 against the Blue Jays. Those games against the Orioles were in Baltimore, and Blue Jays were at home. The homestand continues with 1 game against Baltimore and the Patriots Day series against New York. So the next time we do one of these will be after the 3rd game against the Yankees. I've highlighted the Red Sox on the screen, just what I was hoped to be make it easier to read. The standings in the American League East, the Yankees opened up 5-3. They took 4 from the Devil Rays the first week of the season. So the Red Sox trailed by a half game, tied with Baltimore. Toronto at 2-4 is 4th, and the Devil Rays opened up 1-6 through 3.5 back. Other division leaders, Anaheim and Texas, are tied at the end of this first week in the American League West with Oakland and Seattle 2 back. The White Sox off to a good start. They're 5-1. The Twins are a game back. In the National League, in the West, the Dodgers and Padres are tied for first at 4-2. In the Central, St. Louis off to a very good start, 5-2. Cincinnati and Houston a game and a half back. Houston would make the playoffs, and St. Louis, of course, is the odds-on favorite to win the National League, because that's what they did in real life. In the National League East, Philadelphia leads Atlanta by a game. In fact, the entire rest of the division is 3-3. Remember, the Marlins were the defending world champions. So batting leaders, the American League stats, hard to read possibly, but Jason Varitek leads the American League in hitting at .520 with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Eric Kinske, who you just saw for a number of games, is second, and Carlos Guillen for Detroit. Well, let me double check that. I'm not quite sure. It's not Ozzy. Is hitting .474 for the Tigers. I was right. It is Carlos Guillen. How about that? David Ortiz, by the way, is hitting 8th, .435, 2 doubles and 2 homers, and has driven in 6. So home run leaders, it's Jones from Minnesota and Vladimir Guerrero for Anaheim with 4, along with Bernie Williams. Jacques Jones, who also leads the American League with 12 RBI. What did he do in the real season? That's pretty good. Hit 24 in the real year with 80, so that's a great week. He had 12 of his projected 80 in the first week. Okay. Gary Sheffield and Jason Varitek are 3 homers for the top 5, and probably some others. So Jacques Jones and Vladimir Guerrero have 12 RBI. Rafael Palmeiro has 11 in that big game against Boston on Thursday in that 13-1 win. I believe he drove in 5. Jorge Posada and Miguel Tejada have 9. Still on bases. Kenny Lofton has 3 for the Yankees. Carl Crawford has 3 for Tampa. And Brian Roberts has 3 for Baltimore. And Ichiro has 3 for Seattle. Alex Rodriguez has 2 for the Yankees. Pitching leaders, no one in the Red Sox is in the ERA list. Brad Radke's out to a good start, 2-0 with 16 with a no ERA. As far as wins are concerned, Mike Mussina's won 3 already. Don't forget the Yankees played a couple in Japan against Tampa before the rest of the season started, so you can have 3 starts already. Jason Burley, Brad Radke, and Shigeru Hasegawa for Seattle have 2, and a number of pitchers have 1. Saves, surprise, surprise, a lot of people with 2. Martin Rivera, Justin Spire, who you saw for Toronto, Joe Nathan for Minnesota, Keith Falk for the Red Sox, and Chris Cordero for the Rangers has 2. And strikeout leaders, Mike Mussina has 15. He must have pitched Sunday. Rafael Santana or Johan Santana. Wow. Where did I get that one from? Johan Santana for the Twins is 14. Kurt Schilling for the Sox is 13. He pitched well just a few minutes ago. Johnson and Maroth have 12 for Detroit. All right, some team numbers for you after this first week of the season. The Red Sox are 4-3. with a they're hitting 270. That ERA is not good, 5.71. But if you can get 4 wins out of it, that's pretty gosh darn good. Let's take a look at the pitchers here. I'm not quite sure how much of this you can see. Pedro Martinez, 2 starts, 13 innings. Kurt Schilling, 2 starts, 12 1/3. Pedro has struck out 10, and Kurt has struck out 13. Pedro has no record. Schilling is 1-0 with a 3.65 ERA. I've used 13 pitchers, or 15 pitchers already the first week of the season. But needed games off for Embry, Timlin, and Folk. You don't want to burn them out too much. So we're able to work around with the back end of that bullpen. So no real surprises here. We need to get more out of Timmy Wakefield and Keith Lowe, their next, or Derek Lowe, their next stops. Wakefield only threw 4 innings his first start, and Lowe couldn't make it out of the 4th, his first start. So watch that. Also early with 5 games left on the homestand. Player of the week for the Red Sox, though, will be Jason Varitek. He had 25 total bases in 6 games. Not too shabby. 3 homers, 6 RBI, and is hitting .520. David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez have 18 apiece. Johnny Damon is 15, despite being injured for today's game. Mark Billhorn and Bill Miller also had multiple double-digit total bases for the week. So here's, as we said, the next week. It's 1 game against Baltimore because of rain and stuff. Everyone gets 3 days off. And then 4 against the Yankees, including that Patriots Day, April 19th game at 11 a.m. And I believe that game on the 16th on Fox was a Fox game. So we'll talk to you Thursday from Fenway, and it'll be a short wrap-up session the next time we do this. We'll do this on every Sunday because there'll only be 4 games. So it's a good start, 4-3. They've matched what they've done in real life. And so until we get together again, this is Ron Juckett. Till then, we'll talk to you the next time.